As you walk through the valley of the shadow of hell, you will realize that there is something ahead. Something that lurks behind the dark veil. A veil that is beyond our own comprehension. Beyond the void.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to
Beyond the Void.
Horror Podcast.
Right, it's our 100th episode. Holy shit! Woo! Holy fuck. My ears are bleeding. Is that normal?
Yes,
So, guys, we finally made it to our 100th episode, even though we're technically much higher. And you guys already know that because we used to do 2 episodes a week, technically.
Shut up.
But there was part 1, part 2, as I've mentioned many times before.
Mm-hmm. We get it.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. All right. But yeah, guys, thanks for making it to our 100th episode. We have a lot of thanks that we don't want to go through everybody, but just know that if you are listening, for those of you who do not follow our social media, we threw up on Monday of last week an idea that I had about calling in on the hotline to say what you wanted to us. And it was like a Google voice number, and it was just basically led everybody to a voicemail. And so we will be playing all of those. I haven't even listened to them all yet. So
I haven't listened to any of them.
I don't know how long it's going to be. It's not going to be that long, guys. Don't worry. But I told everybody to leave about a 45-second, little spiel.
It's going to be 1 hour.
So, but we got a few of those, and it's really just, we wanted our friends and people who listen to be a part of the episode, and because you guys are really the reason we got here. Yeah, we have passion for it, and we enjoy it. You could call it a hobby, even though I'm probably treat it more like a
job, like
a profession, I guess. Profession sounds better, just because job just sounds like I'm getting paid and I don't care. 1, I don't get paid, and 2, I care.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made it, Brittany.
Yeah.
By the way, Brittany is the longest running co-host on the show.
Really?
And you mentioned, what was it? It was like a couple episodes ago that we had what was it? It was your year anniversary, and I just kind of I don't even know what the fuck I was
a year
thinking.
from the first episode I did with you guys, which was just an interview with me.
Right.
So yeah.
So I'm gonna suck your dick right now.
Sweet.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm presenting it.
There's many reasons why I can't.
It's a big old wiener.
Her big old, what is that? I don't even know. But
suck Mouse's dick.
I just want to thank you for being on the podcast. It really means a lot to me, and I think you have grown into a way better. Not that you were bad to start with or anything.
I wasn't great.
but you've really you're always here every week. There's only been a few times that you haven't been here, and we worked out, and we don't ever really have any issues. I may get on her for posting and shit, but I think I gave up on that because I'm like, fuck it.
I don't. I post nothing ever.
Well, because I push too hard sometimes, so I had to cut back a little bit. Sorry, Patrick. Sorry, Mike. No, I'm just kidding.
That's why they left you.
And Patrick couldn't make it, guys. He has to work in the morning, so fuck you, Patrick.
I have to work in the morning too, Patrick.
But no, thank you, Patrick and Mike, for being also a part of this, because to me, honestly, I think they're a big part of it too.
They are.
So
I love you guys.
If you guys are still listening or even give a shit, we love you. So
I do love you guys.
We are going to be talking about 2 movies today. I picked the movies this week, but I wanted to try to find a particular type of cheese that we could go ham on, because we've really been enjoying the So Bad It's Good films lately because we laugh so much about it. We can make fun of it the whole fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
When you watch something that's actually kind of good, you don't want to be like, oh, this piece of shit, I'm not saying that these movies are shit, but they are shit. So
they are shit.
They're a special kind of shit in our warm little
special
shitty hearts.
Kind of feces.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about Rats, Night of Terror by Bruno Mattei. And we're also going to be talking about, and I didn't do the research on this, Brittany did. It's called Creatures of the Abyss as well as
Plankton.
Yeah, which she thought it was, but I think most people call it, but it's had like 15 different names, so.
I just called it, honestly, I just told you Plankton because I didn't feel like typing out the whole name.
Well, I kept saying Creatures of the Abyss, but it's Creatures from the Abyss. Yes.
Yeah. And
So-
that's what most of the information is like under, but there's none of the information that's about it. But
And we're kind of up in the air too. We don't know if we're going to do the news or not because
see.
there's a lot to talk about. And we're also going to be playing all these messages from people for you guys here in just a minute. So
to me, that's more important than the news.
I think so. And I didn't want to drag it out too much.
News is cool, and I know some of you listen to us for the news, but
Yeah.
You guys are.
The news will be
important.
back if we do not do this next week, 100%, and maybe we'll just double bang it out.
Episode 101.
Yeah. I think it's safe to say we've had a lot of fun times, though.
And you know what? I've had so much fun since we stopped drinking.
Is that weird? That's what
It
Christina
is weird,
said.
isn't it? I feel like this last couple of weeks of us not drinking I miss doing the horror shots. I feel like maybe we should start doing horror shots, but not drinking anything else the rest of the time.
Well, it's kind of hard because once it hits your lips,
yeah, it's
you
so
start to,
good.
you're like, well, I should maybe have some more.
But I almost feel like, not like we've had more fun because we always have fun, but I almost feel like it's been more articulate
Oh, I'm 100% sure.
I know for me.
Yeah, I mean, there's been times where I get like for me, guys, sometimes I have to get the engines going, so get the social engines going, so my mind is not as like I streamed on Monday, the 2 days after I got back from the. It was I got back on Sunday morning, and then I streamed on Monday night, and I was just foggy as fuck.
I want to watch the fucking footage from.
Oh yeah, guys! If you guys haven't already,
This
I'll
weekend.
try to put some stuff together. It was only in 480p, so it wasn't in high resolution. But we had really shitty internet out at the casino, for me at least, with the Verizon or the Wi-Fi there. So, but we did record some of the convention for Mad Monster Party. I would tell you everything that happened there, but to be honest, I drank so much that I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know what to say other than we talked to Tom. I talked to Tom Matthews myself.
I got Felissa Rose on camera.
Yeah, she got Felissa Rose. We don't even know. It started cutting out when we went deeper into the thing, so I haven't seen it all. But we'll try to make the best of it and maybe show you guys in one condensed video.
I know I stole the camera a lot and talked a lot of shit.
Right.
That was fun.
I felt I got kicked out of the casino, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, were you recording?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I didn't care. I was like, all right, well I guess
That casino's really strict.
they'll tell me, and I left my card wallet on the thing. I dropped it or something, and the guy was like, the security guy came into the restaurant where I was eating with Jenny and was like, hey, are you Alex? I was like, yeah.
Yes.
He was like, here you go, and he handed me my card wallet for the BTV cards, and I was like, oh, thanks, man. And I was like, how the hell did you know that I was in here? He's like, oh, the security cameras. And I was like, oh.
So by the way, you gotta go.
Yeah. And then he's like, well, and by the way, just to let you know, you can't film in the casino anymore. And I said, I understand, no problem. I was like, first of all, I'm just continuously streaming. So is it okay when we leave that I record on the way out, just me, not anything on the floor or anything, just my face? And he was like, yeah, that's fine. If you're leaving, that's no problem. You just can't bring it in again.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. I was like, thanks, man. Thanks for being cool about it. But he was like, we reviewed the footage to find out who it was. Saw you walk in there. I'm like, Jesus Christ, some CIA shit right there. Fucking, I'm a card counter or something,
I
you know? Guys, we'll try to get some of that footage, though. I got to meet Dee Wallace, too. I got her to sign that Red Christmas.
I know, and I missed
She
it.
was so happy that I brought that Blu-ray. She was like, oh, my favorite. Oh, my God, I love this movie. And I was like telling her I watched a documentary. We interviewed Craig Anderson. I fell in love with the whole thing. And she was just really thankful. And then I walked away and didn't pay. And I didn't think about it. They didn't think about it. And then I was like, wait, did I pay? And then I walked back and I was like, hey, by the way, I was like, I don't think I paid. And she was like, oh my God, I love you,
Mhm.
and I was like, oh, and she was like, you're fired, to her husband.
Yeah.
But they brought a Cujo dog in for
I
her to take a picture. It was
know.
pretty
So
cool.
cool.
So lot of fun stuff, guys. I don't know. If you haven't been to the Mad Monster Phoenix, I would say go.
You're missing out, suckers.
Yeah, come hang out with us next year. We'll be there, so you should definitely come. But now, I don't want to run this too long. I think it's time that we give back a little bit. We had some people call in on the hotline or send us audio. So what we're going to do is we're going to play that audio for you guys now. We're going to be doing 3 shots for you guys today. And Brittany's going to she already started the party.
I did. I had
beforehand.
A bad day.
I haven't really drank that much other than this past weekend. And boy, do I not want to drink again.
I didn't
so
drink
this
that
is going to
much,
be interesting.
actually, which is amazing.
Really?
'Cause I was like, I'm going to get shit house the whole weekend. I barely drank.
Well, without further ado, guys, let's play some of these clips. We'll be right back afterwards to thank you guys again, probably, and then also do our shots. So there's going to be a lot of thanks, okay? So just deal with it, all right? So thank you, guys, and let's do this!
And now it's time for the BTV Screen Line. Thanks for calling.
Hey, shout out from Primera. Congratulations on your 100th episode.
Alex and Brittany, this is Isaac Thorne, author of Roadkills and from your Wicked Moon and Cadillac Killers episodes. Congratulations on 100. I've been listening for a while. I haven't heard them all, but now I have to go back through the catalog and count exactly how many there are. I don't trust that 100 number. Congratulations. Keep it up. Looking forward to the next 100.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Kevin from Cleveland, Ohio. Just wanted to congratulate you on your 100th episode. Alex, gotta say, I've been listening for a long time. I've been listening since before you guys were even Beyond the Void, so... Brittany, you're doing an awesome job as co-host as well, so keep that shit up, girl. But, yeah, love you guys, and I'll be here to congratulate you on episode 200 as well, so take care. Goodbye.
Hey, what's up, buddy? This is Cinefury here, otherwise known as Garrett. I just want to say congratulations on the show, man. It's good to know you. I know this is the first time hearing my voice, but obviously talking to you through the phone has been really cool. Congratulations on all that you guys do. Your show kicks ass. Great plots, one of my favorite parts of your episodes. And, yeah, man, many more. Just congratulations, dude. All right. Later.
Hey guys, it's Mike
and Jim
from the Buzz to Kill podcast. We wanted to stop by and just congratulate you guys on 100 episodes.
Absolutely. Congratulations. We did also want to warn you real quick, though, that you have a cease and desist coming your way from our lawyer currently.
Yeah, the whole booze drinking horror movie thing, it's kind of what we do, so you're going to have to go ahead and knock that off.
Yeah, we do have literally dozens of fans across the globe who could back us up on this, so...
Yeah, that's just it though, just a little thing.
Yeah, just nothing personal, just change everything that you're doing and we should be fine. But other than that, congratulations on 100 episodes, guys.
And drink one on us. Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey Alex and Brittany, this is Josh, and I really love your show. Congratulations on your 100 plus episodes. Thanks for giving me some new crazy horror movies to watch, and here's to another 100 episodes. Go guys, woo!
Beyond the Void Horror Podcast, 100 episodes in. How fantastic is that? I'm really proud of you guys, especially you, Alex, you and me over the course of the last couple of years. We've become great friends. We've been talking in and out practically every day, or whenever possible. I know we both have very busy lives as of late, but definitely proud of everything that you've done through all the guests, the segments, all the types of reviews, different types of reviews, all the hosts that you've had to go through, which... Luckily, you settled on Brittany, so we're good to go here. But in all honesty, it's been a hell of a ride, and I am honestly happy to have been part of it in some degree, and, you know, happy that you guys are going to keep on going. Cheers.
Hey, I like the show. Alex and Brittany, you guys do a good job. Good job. Keep watching those movies. I hope you pick more movies that, I won't fall asleep to. But, Keep doing your thing. Thank you very much.
Hey, it's Don. I'm just here to tell you guys congratulations on your achievements. It's been fun to hear most of it, at least, and to have been actually on with you guys to celebrate at least one of them. Here's to another 100, and get healthy. Hopefully you can do more shots along the way. So we'll take care and talk to you guys later. Bye.
This is Jed Bryan, writer and director of Unlisted Owner. I just want to say congratulations on your 100th episode. This is so exciting for you guys, and I can't wait to hear the next 100, 200, 300 you guys have going. Just want to thank you for all the support you've given Unlisted Owner. Alex, you help create the ad that's in Scream Magazine, and forever grateful for that. And just keep doing what you're doing. I always get my dose of news from you guys. So thanks again for the shirt. Love my T-shirt I got. So keep it up, man. Keep up the great work. Thanks.
Hi, Alex and Brittany. This is Esmeralda. I just wanted to say congratulations on your 100th episode, and just for being so awesome and doing this horror space for all these fans. We can get together and listen. So congrats again. Here's to more great plots, more horror shots. I wish you guys the best, and thanks again for all you do. Much love, guys.
All right, guys, we're back, and we want to give a big thanks. Those were awesome.
Those
Seriously.
messages were amazing, you guys.
Now, we understand that some of you might not have been able to, or it's not a big deal. It's not a fucking competition, all right?
You're dead to us.
I'm kidding. They're like, who wants to fight over them? No, we listened to them, like, literally, I did not want to listen to them until just now. Like, literally, we stopped the podcast. We sat and listened to them, so you guys are going to hear them like we did. And so, seriously, from the bottom of our hearts, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for doing that and reaching out. I'm so glad to have everyone be a part, even if you're just listening now and you have never said anything. We fucking love you. Thank you. And for all the people who have been listening and supporting and sharing and all that, you fucking rock.
Fuck yeah. Thank you. I don't know. I was so excited. I was just sitting here like, people like us.
Yeah, Brittany got some shout outs finally. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. Just kidding.
Just to be honest, in the beginning, it wasn't so nice because the transition was so different than we had before. So we had a couple, and we understand,
It's fine,
shit,
guys.
it's fine. She's got some tough ass skin. She eats sparks, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I'm a bitch. So I get it. It's okay.
She spits hot fire.
I'm glad you understand how awesome I am now. So you're welcome.
I finally just figured it out this past week.
Yeah,
So,
fuck
I
you.
I totally get it.
Fuck you, Alex.
But no, guys, thank you so much. Here's to 100 more. We got some plans in the future for some things that we want to do. I'm going to start trying to amp it up a little bit more. So we're trying to get some people in for those
We're
great
gonna
plots.
start live murdering people.
Yeah, no shit.
It's gonna be great.
All the podcasts too, you guys rock. Like I love supporting you guys. Like a lot of the people I retweet and everything, I do actually genuinely listen to when I actually have a fucking moment to myself.
Mm-hmm.
But between music and all this other shit that I do, like it's hard. But I really appreciate you guys and every one of you listening. So thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts. Seriously, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. We love you.
We're done jerking ourselves off now, so we'll go ahead.
I'm not.
I don't want to watch it. Don't do it here.
You won't even know. Like, you have no idea.
Brandy.
It's
Brandy. Jesus.
Who the fuck is Brandy?
Get a little alcohol in me, and fucking shit goes
Yeah, you're fucked
sideways.
now. When did you even do a shot?
I just did one because I was thirsty.
Oh. No.
Anyway, guys, I think it might be that time.
Yes! I'm not even asking questions.
Horror shots! All right, guys. So, as you already know, we're going to be talking about two wild card movies, although they do have kind of a connection in that it deals with radiation. Like, all of the radiation for both of these movies affected animals in some respect.
Some way. Yeah, that makes sense.
So, one of the two movies we watched, and probably, I don't even want to say about anything about it just yet, but let's just say in the movie, Plankton, in Creatures from the Abyss, it's also called Plankton as well, which is the worst fucking name ever.
Actually, I like it.
Plankton plays a huge role in this movie because it is irradiated and causes all kinds of mutations, and yeah.
I think Plankton's a better name than Creatures from the Abyss.
So,
Just saying.
I don't know.
Plankton fits better with the movie.
Plankton sounds like, I mean, it's
Creatures
like,
from the Abyss to me is like a giant squid or an octopus or like
maybe,
some shit.
but it kind of sounds like, hey, sock. You know, like it just doesn't have any to it. You know what I mean?
I like Plankton. Plankton's the
And
best part of SpongeBob.
Boy, wait, you guys are going to have to stick around for that, by the way. We're going to be doing that movie last, so just stick around. I promise you it'll be worth it. So, what we decided to do, these 5 teenagers go out in the middle of the ocean like a bunch of dumb fucking teenagers would and get stranded and find a fucking huge vessel that is for a laboratory on there for oceanography, biology, all this other shit.
Something.
And so they go into this lab and they find out that Plankton's the cause of this whole fucking thing. So I thought it might be fun to actually do a shot with Plankton. So we actually went out to the bottom of the sea. No, actually, no. So
we just scrubbed a whale's brill.
Right.
Took the plankton out of it.
Wait, it's brill?
Isn't that what it's called? Brill. The teeth? Like
the
little,
brill, maybe.
The little, like their own little, what's it called?
I was like, wait, whales have braille?
Brill.
Is that for like blind people that just like...
No.
Okay, they're like, well, that's a whale.
It's like a strainer for a whale mouth.
Jesus
I'm pretty sure it's called brill.
Anyway,
I'll look it up.
So for the ingredients of this shot of Plankton, we actually put this in it could be like a urine sample cup, but it looks like a little beaker with a like screw on top. But we put in this pretty much about 70% brandy, E&J brandy. We also put in this lime juice, just a splash, by the way, skosh.
Baleen, technically, by the way, but it's also known as whale brill.
Oh,
which is their filter. I remembered something from ocean shit.
And then we also put. I'm
sorry, that sounds so stupid.
Nobody cares, Brittany.
I care. Okay.
Jesus. So we also put in this kiwi strawberry Gatorade on top of,
which I didn't even know they made.
Yeah, so we put 70% brandy E&J, about 30% of the Gatorade. I know that doesn't make sense because it's over
it's a giant shot. You guys.
It's over a shot. That's why I say that,
it's
because
a test tube.
And then you just put a skosh of fucking lemon or lime juice. God damn it!
Just a skosh.
But we put it in this neat, handy dandy little thing, and I even dropped to put a drop or two of green food coloring to make sure that it was.
I know it looks so cool for that food coloring settled in. Now it's just green.
Here, this is our 100th episode shot. I hope it's good. Don't piss in it when you're done.
I already did.
Cheers. To 100 episodes, you
mine
pieces
like
of
settled
shit.
better than yours. Yours is just brandy at the bottom.
Yeah.
Mine's not.
You ready?
Yes. Cheers.
Ooh. That's kind of...
it's not that bad.
The aftertaste gets better, but the first taste is not so good.
It's bad going down, but the aftertaste is fine.
Yeah, wait till it comes up, guys.
We're drinking so many types
It tastes
of We're gonna die.
so much better when it comes up.
We're gonna die here today.
3
shots in one. Why are we so fucking stupid?
So before we do, I think we're going to be skipping the news, by the way, guys. But if you would love to take what do we call this? It's
Plankton pussy.
She wants to call it
Pussy
Plankton
Plankton. No, Pussy Plankton. Sorry.
I was
Pussy
calling it a Plankton Randy. As in,
Randy Plankton.
Am I getting you Randy? But she likes pussy, so
Randy
I guess.
Plankton.
All right.
Randy Plankton or Pussy Plankton. Those are your options, people. You vote.
Pussy, random. Yeah, I don't know.
I do like Randy Plankton.
I can't.
though.
Yeah, but I have to like censor it out so the internet doesn't get offended.
Then do Randy Plankton. I'm fine with that.
No,
we all know.
Fuck that. We'll do pussy. I just
we
have
all
to,
know it's
I
Pussy
just gotta
Plankton.
X out the two.
That's what I said.
Two
P
letters.
*** Y.
There you go. Pussy Plankton.
Pussy Plankton.
And you'll understand why we're calling it that.
Or just do a
Just
kitty
a little
face.
bit.
Kitty face Plankton.
But if you would love to find out how to make a pussy plankton, all you got to do is go to longlivethevoid.com and check out our #horror shot section now. That's it for horror shots.
Horror shots.
All right, guys. So now we would normally do the news, but I feel like this episode's going to be kind of a lengthy one because we got a lot of fun to make fun of these movies. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into our 100th episode.
Sorry.
Wow,
that was terrible. Like,
ring it in, Brittany. Ring the fucking $100 bell.
That was it.
Jesus.
You're fucking welcome.
So, without further ado, let's jump into our flesh and potatoes of Rats, Knights of Terror, and, of course,
Creatures from the Abyss, aka Plankton.
Booyah. Let's do that right now. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and kick it off. So what we're going to do here is before we get into our thoughts piece, I'm going to be doing the Rats Night of Terror, excuse me. That's been a problem. Every review I watched of this and like all the people that I saw just trying to find information about this, everybody always fucks it up and says night or nights. Like, because it seems like Nights of Terror because doesn't it feel like more than one night?
It's more than one night.
Right. Like, I was a little confused.
It's like an hour and 40 minutes long.
It's a night of terror.
This does not all happen in one evening.
So what we're going to do, by the way, guys, so once I get through all the, like, information about the movie and, like, who's in it and everything like that, and we get to Brittany, and she's going to tell her thoughts, we've already picked out 2 other shots that we're going to be doing through this episode, and we're going to be doing the next one when we get to her thoughts. And I picked one, and we'll talk about it then. So get your cups out, all right? Get your sippy cups. Get your fucking sippy cups. You'll see why. Anyway, so without further ado, so Rats, Night of Terror came out in 1984. The story, 100 years after a nuclear war has devastated the planet in 2015. Jesus Christ, that's so far in the future.
Wait, we're past that now.
Society has been reborn into 2 factions, the underground society and the scavengers above in the wastelands. A group of scavengers on bikes come across a town infested with flesh-eating rats, and soon the gore is spilling everywhere. Is it? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was just one of the better one.
That's good. I like it.
Directed by Vincent Dawn, a.k.a. Bruno Mattei. Or Mattei. I think it's Mattei.
I think it's Mattei.
Yeah. Who took over directing for Zombie 3 from Fulci. He also directed Hell of the Living Dead, which is usually sold together with Rats Night of Terror, by the way. He also did Violence in a Women's Prison, Robo-War, Shocking Dark, which we actually covered.
Aye.
And if you haven't listened to that episode, treat yourself to a delicious episode.
That one's good.
He did many, many more, but I'm growing to really like him for some reason.
He has a definite style.
Yeah, he kind of borrows others, but yeah.
Yeah, it's he steals things, but it's still style.
Even though he borrows, he tries to steal, it's still his own style.
In a way, yep.
But there is a screenplay that this was written by, and apparently it's partially directed by also none other than exploitation veteran Claudio Fragasso.
Sweet.
Who is known for directing Troll 2, Zombie 4 After Death, and partially directing Zombie 3 as well. So he kind of he was like a co-pilot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's a me.
He also did Monster Dog, which I want to review at some point. But he's also written stories and screenplays for a lot of different movies like Zombie 3, Strike Commando 2, Robo-War, Shocking Dark, The Other Hell, and Hell of the Living Dead. Now, some of the stars for this movie are... I'm a little drunk now. Octaviano Dell'Acqua.
What a name.
I know. He plays Kurt, he's done a lot of work in film, actually. He predominantly does stunts, believe it or not. He's done stunts and also coordinated them in different movies, like he did stunts for John Wick 2, Part 2, by the way. Red Sonja, Zombie, Zombie 3, Lady Hawk, Star Crash, and many, many more. He's acted in Zombie, Zombie 3, and 4, also Nightmare City, and Escape from the Bronx, which I wish Tom Savini would do the Nightmare City movie. I feel like it's overdue. It was supposed to come out a while ago. We got a poster and shit. I really want to see it.
Yeah.
I'd be curious about it. You can't do wrong to Nightmare City. Like, you can't. It's just, it needs to be done. Like, that's a remake that I would watch, that I would be okay with. Also, it stars the queen, the great Joretta. She returns as Chocolat.
Oh, that was actually her name?
Chocolate, yeah.
I thought the guy just called her Chocolate.
No, her name's Chocolate in the movie.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I know, I thought the same thing.
Mouse did that. He's like, "Oh, is her name really fucking Chocolate?" And I'm like, "No, I
Yeah.
think it's just what her boyfriend calls her."
No, that's her name in the movie.
Damn it.
She obviously was okay with it, but it's
Yeah.
just a different time, you know? She's been in a lot of different movies. We've talked about her in when we talked about Shocking Dark, but she's been in Demons, Murder Rock, Shocking Dark, 2020, Texas Gladiators, and more recently, Bloody Christmas. She's also directed and written a few films herself and short films as well. And God damn it, Joretta, I hope you come on soon. I'm going to hit you up. I'm going to hit her up. We're friends on Twitter. It's going to happen.
You. Do it.
Massimo Vanni is also in this movie. He played Taurus, as in, yes, the
Taurus.
astrological sign. Zombie, he was in Zombie 3 and 4. He was also Warriors of the Wasteland, 1990, The Bronx Warriors, Escape the Bronx, Shocking Dark, of course, Strike Commando 1 and 2. Mostly a lot of, like, action Italian cheese
Is
flicks.
that the one that looks like a Italian Chuck Norris?
He's the he was the guy that was standing up in the movie and fell down at that one part. They were like, "Hey, Taurus, what are you doing?" He was the guy that was pissed at the other dude for fucking.
Yeah, that's Italian Chuck Norris, isn't it? The guy that falls down the stairs?
Well, I don't know. He didn't have blonde hair.
Chuck Norris is a redhead.
I don't know. I don't fucking comb his hair. I don't know.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
All I look at is his waist down, honey. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Jesus.
It also stars Gianni Franco. Did I write this wrong? I may have. He plays Video. He's also in Raiders of Atlantis, which I really want to see, actually. He's in a movie called Delirium, Phantom of Death, which actually I want to see also, which is Donald Pleasance fucking having a Chevy Chase moment almost, like, you know, freaking out, or a Nicolas Cage moment, so it looks cool. He's also in The Wax Mask and Phantom of the Opera from 1998, which they redid.
Shit, shut up, really?
Yeah. We'll have to do that cheesy log at some future point.
That movie.
It's a log. We're also have, and I didn't want to do everybody because there's a lot of people, but Jean-Christophe Britainier, who is Lucifer. He plays Lucifer. Yes, that's the name of the character. He is in The Sweet House of Horrors, which is actually kind of a movie I want to do with you sometime soon. We could three-way it. It's also, he's...
Who's the third person?
The listeners.
Oh, okay.
They can cuckold us
You
and like on
guys.
the sidelines.
You guys.
I'm just kidding. Mouse is like, what the fuck?
I don't give a fuck.
He's also in a movie called Il Ricatto and Immersion. I'm sure it's very immersive. But before we go into Brittany's thoughts, let's take a shot.
Yeah.
Four shots! All right. So, many moons ago, we did a shot, and it was called
What do we do?
Daddy's Kool-Aid.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get this one.
Yeah, this is why I did this. I wanted to pick one that we have done, and also one that you had not done that I thought. Now, technically, Daddy's Kool-Aid was episode number 30, and it was the first drink that we did that we were like, oh,
This
damn.
doesn't suck.
This actually not so bad.
What movies did this go along with?
It was our intended for children. We did like 5 movies, and one of them was the carnival one, the Disney movie that's the carnival one. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Why can't I think of it? We did First Contact and Something Wicked This Way Comes.
Shut the fuck
That's
up.
the
I've never
one.
even
I
heard
didn't
of
even
that.
see. I didn't even look it up, but I was like, oh yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, it's called Something Wicked This Way Comes. We picked movies that would be intended for kids, and that's why we called it that. And I think we even did a Grave Plots, a part 2 episode for that week, where we made up this really fucking awesome story of one of Patrick's names that he put in the crystal skull with diamond eyes.
It's a book. It's based off a book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ray Bradbury.
Yes,
Okay.
it's a really good story. But that's why we got Daddy's Kool-Aid, because we were like, that's funny, kids, So
Oh my god, I've never seen. I'm sorry, I'm dying over this right now.
without further ado, we're going to take this shot. Now, if you want to make this, you can look it up on our website. I'll include the links to everything that we're talking about today in the links below. You can find that on our longlivethevoid.com website episode page for this episode that you're listening to right now, or on any of the other social media that we have that allows it. So in this drink, you put 1 part vodka, 1 part Midori, which is a Japanese melon liqueur. You also have 1 part Colson's amaretto liqueur and 1 part cranberry juice, and then immediately drink and be pleased. It even says here in our thing, it says, first drink worth drinking. That's our 30th episode, guys. So we've been on a long road here.
Oh my god, 30 before you found what was good? That's great.
Right. Without further ado, to Daddy's Kool-Aid. You guys can find this online. I'll put all the links below. So enjoy. This tastes like, and if you smell it, it does kind of smell like Kool-Aid.
Oh, it's good.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Cheers. It's a little strong.
I like it.
Yeah, it's smooth though, right?
It's really good.
Right? And she pukes in the trash
the
can.
trash can's full, so I hope I don't have to puke in it.
All right, guys. So now back to the movie
It's gonna go on the floor.
for Rats, Night of Terror. Brittany, what are your thoughts on this fucking movie?
I thought it was gonna be so much better than it was.
Really?
I was actually really disappointed.
Okay, well, tell me
Because
about
it's
your
fucking
disappointment.
Doretta, so I was just like, okay, I'm like, I was really excited when I saw, because I remember when we did.
She actually did a good job, I thought.
No, she's fine. I have no problems with her. My qualm is not with her. Okay. It's not with
Okay,
her.
yeah.
But when we did Shocking Dark and I was talking about her, this is one of the ones I brought up for movies that she's been in, and I was like, I actually want to see that. It sounds really cool. I'm such a fucking sucker for anything Wasteland related or wannabe Wasteland related or what the fuck ever.
Right.
And so I see that and I'm just like, post-apocalyptic world, fuck yeah. I'm gonna watch this shit up. They're the doofiest looking post-apocalyptic motherfuckers I have ever seen.
The cleanest.
The cleanest and the doofiest. Nothing about them, any of them, is convincing.
I don't know.
She's the most convincing
She
when
looks
she gets...
really... Doretta looks really pretty.
She's gorgeous.
And she's like the prettiest one in the whole movie.
She is the prettiest one. No, actually, Lilith
she's
is really
still
pretty.
today. Like
She is. She's fucking beautiful. She's a timeless fucking beauty, but that's neither here nor there. The one that played Lilith, that actress, is fucking gorgeous too.
Oh, yeah. Wait, which one's Lilith?
The one
Is she
that fucks Lucifer, which I thought was hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
She's really pretty. But anyway, yeah, they're both insanely gorgeous. But
And naked.
she looks the most legit.
She's also naked.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that in a second. She looks the most legit when they cover her in flour. Then I was like, oh, now you look like you've been in the wasteland.
God, that part was like kind of like they would not do that shit these days. Yeah.
Absolutely
I'm
not.
whiter than you.
I laughed so hard though. I was like, oh my god. The 80s. The fucking 80s.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. That's so fucked up. Like, all this shit from back in the days. I'm like, oh. Anyway. Oh, there was dick in this movie. Uncircumcised, which is no thank you, but
for all you ladies
wiener.
and men out there, there's some nice pickle.
We finally got a dick in a movie. I was so excited.
It's kind of shadowed pickle. So
It's there. You see
you
it.
still see the flip flop, but it's not that impressive.
You see enough to know it's not circumcised.
All right. Well,
That's all I
didn't.
have to
I didn't
say.
look at it that close.
Oh, I did.
Jesus.
Oh, I
Brittany's
did.
like
You
getting out
don't
the
get fucking dicks in movies anymore, ever.
You're getting out the science equipment and shit. She's like, all right, freeze frame.
I
Put
know.
that in.
Excuse me. I paused it and took out my microscope and shit, and I was like,
If you
oh,
gotta,
yeah.
sweetheart, if you're gonna take out a microscope, you've already lost the
Well,
work.
no, that was just to confirm it wasn't
Okay.
circumcised.
Okay, all right.
I have my methods here. Okay. But no, Mouse was with me, and I smacked him, and I'm just like, a fucking dick! Finally! I was so excited because, like,
Was he cheering
I
too?
bitch about this all the time. That's my biggest fucking issue with Game of Thrones. Is I'm like, where are the dicks? You get to see every fucking chick full frontal all day, every day, and it's the same with horror movies.
Yeah,
and
but it's more
anything else
attractive.
with
I'm
nudity.
kidding.
Yeah, we are more attractive. I get it. We are.
yeah.
Penises are kind of weird. Like,
Yeah.
so I understand that.
It's
but
like a little elephant.
they're so cute though. Like, I love them. I'd rather look at a dick than a vagina.
Just like put a peanut underneath it.
Like, titties I'll stare at all day. I don't give a shit. I love titties. I love all titties. Every titty. Big, small, wonky. I don't give a shit. Show me your boobs. They're my favorite. But
So what about other things
anyways,
other than dicks, Brittany?
other than dicks. Why do I have to talk about anything besides dicks?
Good Lord.
I don't, man. Like I said, I was disappointed. I thought this was going to be a lot cooler than it was, but in the same time, it's about like intelligent killer rats. So I think I was anticipating too much out of it. I don't know.
I mean, you can't really. I mean,
You really can't. I mean, it was funny. A lot of parts that probably weren't supposed to be funny that I thought were funny, but I mean,
Well, surprisingly, this is actually supposed to be Bruno Mattei's better work.
no, it's visually, it's
Story-wise, everything.
Story-wise, like the story, like the idea behind it is good. It's interesting. It's not necessarily original, but it's in his own way, I guess. But visually, it's cool to look at. And it's
Okay.
filmed really nicely, but I was pretty bored
Okay, fair enough.
throughout most of the movie. Like I felt like, and this is rough, you guys.
Is there anything that you really liked?
I had more fun with Plankton than with this
Yeah,
movie.
well, we'll get into
Oh
that.
no, I love the but I feel like both of these movies are the worst dubbing possible of any of the movies we've
Yeah,
watched.
they're pretty bad, yeah.
These are terrible.
Yeah.
Plankton's the worst, but
They're both
big time.
Italian, and they both deal with radiation.
Yeah, but I mean, the dubbing is so bad. And the not the acting, but like, well, no, the acting's pretty bad too. From a lot of them, not everybody, but from a lot of them, it's pretty terrible.
Okay.
But the dubbing, I'm just like, oh no.
Well, I mean, you also have to compare it to other 80s movies at the time,
Yeah,
you
but
know, other Italian 80s
well,
cheese.
At the same time, it's fucking 80s. Like, you know, they did a really good job for the most part, I feel like. And as I already said, visually, it was cool. The story was interesting. It had really good parts to it that were funny, but overall, I was really bored.
All right.
I was like, this can be. I feel like I say this about like every terrible movie. This could be condensed into like 45 minutes and be enough for me.
Yeah, there was a lot of long parts
That are unnecessary.
I have some opinions on it.
But overall, I did like it. Like, I wouldn't say this is one of the worst movies we've watched. We've watched way worse movies than this, but it's not it's not my favorite by any means, but
Sure.
it was
Well, I
still
don't think
okay.
I've really subjected us.
I was glad we watched it because I wanted to.
If you want to watch some really bad movies, there's some 90s movies that could take the trophy.
I love the 90s.
You know? And, yeah, I could take the trophy and just punch someone in the face with a turd-encrusted fist. And, like, yeah, it would just, like, be like, yeah.
As much as I love watching, like, just, like, really shitty, stupid fucking movies, like,
Yeah.
I want to watch something that, like, makes me think. Neither of these movies, like, a lot of the movies that we've done recently, like, I'm just like, I have no in-depth thoughts or opinions because it's not allowed with these movies. Like, you can't form an in-depth thought or opinion.
You can,
No,
but
you cannot.
they're not really
No,
meant
you
to be
can't.
that way.
I know they're not. So
yeah.
it's fine. I'm like, glad we're having fun with these, and I had fun with these movies. I didn't have as much fun with this one as I thought I was going to. I did really laugh at Italian Chuck Norris, though. That was awesome.
Okay.
He was
All right.
ridiculous. And, like, the main guy, who was, like, a Kurt Russell type, like, dude.
Yeah.
With his ridiculous hair.
It was really interesting because they start the movie off with this whole dialogue about the underground and the above ground and what happened after the bomb went off and, like, blah, blah, blah. And then you
bomb.
Yeah, you think of these, like, land dwellers, like the, not the underground people, but
They don't explain the underground people till the movie's almost over.
Right, which is probably what makes this movie the best part about this movie.
I'm stoked when we get to talking about that, because...
Plus, if you guys don't like rats, you may love this movie, by the way. And I mean, they'll burn them, they kick them, they
No.
throw them, they set them on fire,
I feel like if you don't like rats, don't watch this. Because, like, more than half of the movie is just close-ups of rats.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, but there's some
If you're
sort
terrified of rats, you will not enjoy this movie at all.
But there is some sort of gratification over the fact that they actually literally hurt these animals without
Those are
care.
actual rats?
Those are real
I
rats.
thought it was, and that makes me sad.
Yeah, no, this was, and they even.
That's the biggest reason why I don't like it.
They'll even and I mentioned this in the Shocking Dark episode that they would literally throw rats at people, but they looked like they were dumping boxes
They were,
on people.
like straight up boxes.
Right. And this is the first time I've watched this, by the way, guys. Just a heads up. I have not seen this movie before. I've seen it. I knew of it. I knew about it. I just never watched it. I thought, bend the two of us and, whatever the fuck the song is, the fucking Michael Jackson track. You remember movie Ben?
No.
That's what I thought it was going to be, and it was not Ben.
The only like rat movie I know of is Willard.
Um,
And I haven't even seen that.
Do you know how at the
I just
end
like
of a
Crispin
movie,
Glover.
right? Yeah. You know how at the end of a movie they actually will say no animals were harmed in the making of
Yeah,
this
they did
film?
not.
This one just said "fuck you" and
Man.
gave a middle finger.
I thought that was the case, but I was hoping it wasn't. And now that makes me even more frustrated with the movie.
And guys, I'm not trying to be like, oh, why? How dare you watch this movie because it has animal death in it and stuff? But they literally, I just want to let people know, they literally hurt
Yeah,
animals
that
in
makes
this
me really
film.
sad.
So some people might not want to watch that. But I mean, I guess it's better than CGI, I guess. But in
No.
the same respect, it's like, do we really need another film like this ever made again?
Yeah, you guys remember my conversations with Cannibal Holocaust and how upset and pissed off I was the entire time.
Right. Like, I get it that you have this art direction, but I don't think it's
And
necessary.
they're like, it's just rats. It's not a
Right.
big deal. We test on mice and rats all the time. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, doesn't make it right.
Personally, I didn't think this movie was that horrible, though. I mean, it isn't.
No, it's not terrible.
Its pacing isn't great. It's really fucking slow. But then again, how do you make a fucking rat attack movie into a fast-paced action thing? You know what I mean? So, and it's also from Bruno Mattei and Claudio Fragasso, who are pretty much a team for these type of weird, fucked up movies, right? So you kind of sort of know what to expect from them. It's like schlocky, kind of silly, with like crazy characters. It's funny because I've been recently kind of collecting some of his work inadvertently. Like when I went to the Severin booth, they have a lot of his stuff. I bought like 3 or 4 of his movies. And I really enjoyed it, actually. I haven't watched them all yet, but I bought Zombie Part 3. I also bought Island of the Living Dead and Zombies the Beginning, so we'll probably be
You didn't
covering.
already have Zombie 3?
I have it on DVD, but I want it on Blu-ray.
Oh, okay. That makes
Plus,
sense.
they have them in these black cases, and I'm kind of a sucker for that. So I bought both Zombie 3 and 4. I have Part 5, too, on DVD in the box set. But I'm not sure if this is really like a scary movie for anybody other than people who are just scared of rats, I guess.
Yeah.
But I mean, these movies are pretty just schlock fun. It's just, it's just this one little thing that's lacking. I mean, after a nuclear bomb goes off, there are 2 groups of people, the superior people who fled to the caves underground, and the savages who stayed on land. Savages who have very clean clothes and no running water, mind you.
Yeah.
They stumble upon a building with boxes of food and water, and then find that the people who left it are all dead, and recent too. And they had been eaten by rats, of course, but these fuckers don't even understand why, because even though that there's rats all around them, they're just like, oh, they're just eating a dead body, no reason to, But then later on even say, oh, rats don't eat dead bodies, or something like that.
Yeah, it's like
Don't
so
beat people.
contradictory the entire time. It's weird.
A lot of the times the movie doesn't really make a lot of sense, like logistically or factually or whatever.
I don't
But
think they meant to.
if I were trapped by rats, let's just point it out here, I'd get out. They aren't that fast. They aren't that smart or strong, like all the characters in this movie obviously pretend.
But they're superior rats.
Right, they're uber rats.
They're very smart.
I would almost wish that they just would have had fake large rats attack people.
Oh my god, the entire time I was like, let it be a rat person. Let it
Right.
be a rat person. And then,
Well, yeah, and then about the only time that I'd say that this movie gets tense too is that, pretty much when they step near rats for me, I was thinking
please don't step on them.
yeah, I was like,
The
how
whole
are they doing this?
time.
And you could tell that most of the people actually gave a shit and they didn't want to step on it. I mean, who wants to step on some animal? Even if it is a rat, I don't know, but it's kind of like I'd still watch this again down the road, way later down the road, just because it's kind of a low watcher, low renter, but it has some weird appeal to it in some regard because the end makes the whole film worth the whole watch, but it's so short. short. You know, you don't really
Yeah,
get.
you
ca-
don't
it's
get
more,
as much satisfaction out of it as you want to.
Yeah, it's more about like, oh shit, like I wonder where this is headed and why they did what they did. So it kind of makes you wonder on that. But I won't spoil that for you until we get into our spoilers
It's also
section.
a little confusing.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen this movie, it's kind of like a below average film. I'd say it's probably like a 4. You kind of expect this shit. Now that I'm getting to the outer fringes of 80s stuff that I haven't seen, like I actually I don't mind it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I actually kind of look forward to some of this shittiness because these movies are just fun to kind of throw on for whatever reason. So, is it the best film I've ever seen? Absolutely not. It's below average. It's okay. You know, it has its moments in it, and the end really does kind of make you wonder.
Is it the best 80s movie you ever seen?
Yeah, hell no. Hell no.
Absolutely not.
But there is some trivia for this movie, and the abandoned city sets that they featured, and this is probably going to get into some spoilery territory a little bit because there's not much trivia on this movie other than the DVD. I think might have had some stuff in it, but I didn't.
Maybe.
I don't own that. I actually have just Hell of the Living Dead. Been meaning to get both on Blu-ray, but I just haven't. But the abandoned city sets that they have featured, that they were pretty heavy in the film, like the old Western bar and shit like that. The exteriors were built at Cinecittà for Sergio Leone's Once Upon a Time in America from 1984, which had Robert De Niro and James Woods in it, by the way. Which by this point,
I love James Woods.
it had fallen apart. The sets were pretty old and under,
Yeah, it's
repair and
perfect.
shit. Yeah. Like they couldn't even fix it, but it was a perfect scene for the movie. But in Germany, this movie was presented as the third part of The Bronx Warriors by Enzo G. Castellari. So some people consider that makes sense. It would make sense. It would fit into there perfectly well for me.
Yorkish.
Well, and it's an apocalyptic movie, so kind of
Yeah.
makes sense. It can kind of fit in there and sneak in there. Remember the guy I talked about, the main guy who plays the head chief in charge that Duke's always fighting with?
The Kurt Russell guy?
His name is Octaviano Dell'Acqua, I think. I don't know. His name is Kurt in the movie.
Oh, wait, that's
He's the main guy.
yeah, the Kurt Russell type guy with the blondie,
He's got the
brownish, longer
flamethrower on
hair.
his back the whole
Yes,
time.
okay.
Yeah. I mentioned him about being in the movie Zombie, aka Zombie 2, in outside of the U.S., but he is in fact the infamous worm-eyed zombie from the movie Zombie or Zombie 2. You know, the one that comes out of the ground, all the posters are, and even his IMDb page has that zombie proudly put as his famous, picture.
This is appropriate.
I do the same.
Yep.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's fucking legendary right there. I don't care if he's acting is that good or not. It's
Yeah,
fucking.
no one cares.
It's an achievement that you motherfuckers that are listening have never done. Okay?
Exactly.
You've never been part of greatness.
Nope.
Just kidding.
I haven't.
Other than that, did you have any scenes?
Does the rat climb in her vagina and that's how it kills her?
Oh, that's right. It does. They don't really explain it, but yeah.
It's alluded.
Yeah,
That's what happens, and then it starts crawling out of her mouth like all ridiculous.
Yeah, well, they're like, she's coming back to life.
And well, no, it's a rat head.
It's almost like they were like, hey, he's done a lot of zombie, he hadn't done the zombie films, I don't think, I don't remember when Zombie 3 came out. I think it was after this.
I think so.
Pretty sure Zombie 3 was.
I will say, the dude that kept arguing with the main guy was annoying as fuck, and I would have just shot him if I was them.
Duke, the guy that was wearing the Napoleon jacket?
Yeah, what the fuck? Like, the costuming is so confusing. Like, the costuming is all dumb. Some of the people fit.
What
and
if they
then,
took over like a museum or something like that?
I don't know. Like,
just to wear clean clothes.
Yeah, but most of it just makes no sense. I'm like, this doesn't fit. This doesn't fit. That doesn't fit. Like, it's just weird. Anyway, but yeah, I would have like shot his ass instantly because he's annoying. And then the girl who wouldn't stop screaming.
Oh god.
That ended up like joining forces with that asshole later on.
Duke.
I was like, I would have shot her too.
Yeah, she joined up with Duke because she was
Or like fed her to the rats.
because he knew that she was like weak.
Yeah, he knew
And
she was a
she was just
pussy.
like, yeah. She doesn't really say that much other than just screaming the whole time.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, she's so annoying.
That Duke guy is like eating bags of brown sugar. Did
Yeah,
you
what
know?
was that? That and all of that?
I don't know. Like,
that whole scene was ridiculous.
if I was hungry, I guess I might be able to eat a bag of sugar.
They
but...
like, and how they handle that, like these are provisions that they just stumble across.
Right, like all
right?
these people, like they find all these green boxes that look weird, and they have all kinds of food in it that would not last more than like fucking 6 6 months.
Yeah, like the canned stuff, sure, but like a bunch of the other
Maybe.
shit, like brown sugar.
They had
Sugar.
They had the like sausages in a can or in a jar.
Yeah.
And then there was like they were eating flour and
Brown sugar turns into like a giant solid clump after like a year.
Right.
Like even like closed completely. Like that doesn't last for very long periods. And it's brown sugar that they're like fucking eating.
Yeah, it's totally brown sugar. Yeah.
Like, and I
didn't even know they had
but
that.
I'm like, you
Yeah.
have these things that you just stumbled upon, and then they're just consuming them like fucking idiots. Like they're throwing shit all over, like the flour. They're throwing it all over chocolate.
Yeah.
And wasting it.
Jaretta.
They're wasting all this food.
I kind of wonder if that was like that scene was like improvised a little bit.
I think it was.
Yeah, because it
It
kind of
feels
feels
like
they were
it.
like, just go nuts, you know,
Yeah,
like.
just whatever. Just like a scene later on in the other
And
movie
he was
that we're
like
gonna talk
chewing
about.
open the plastic bag with his mouth of sugar, and I was like, and then there was like one of the guys was
it
like a
hurt my
Hare
teeth.
Krishna. Did you notice that?
What was that? He reminded me of the blue dude from fucking The Watchmen.
I think what they were doing is they were trying to take pieces of the 80s
Oh,
and
combine
bring
it
it
all
to
into
the
one?
future of like, you know, 100 years past
And
2015, which is weird
Italian
because
Chuck Norris.
all of the like outfits that they were wearing were straight from the 80s. Like,
Oh, yeah.
100%. Like the hairstyles, everything, which makes sense, you know, like what are you going to do?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all it's super 80s. But yeah, I feel like they're taking major characters from
Right.
the 80s and trying to boil it down in their own little way to fit this movie, and it was weird.
Well, the funny thing, when you mentioned the girl, that the rat comes out of the girl's mouth, the dead girl's mouth, the girl screams, she's like, they'll eat us all. And they look to their left, and there's this one of their buddies is like all covered in rats with his face all bitten up standing. So, of course, you know, they torch him, you know, and he falls out the window, and they fucking torch him some more on the ground.
Yeah, the whole time, who was that?
And then one of the guys starts shooting the building outside, like, because he's scared, I guess, you know? He's like, I'll fucking get you! Boom! 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 And he's, like, shooting windows, like, doing absolutely fucking nothing. Like, and it's clearly the rats. Like, what are you gonna do? Like...
Yeah, so one of the scenes that fucking just irritated the shit out of me is when they're in like the basement or whatever, you know, like they're
Right,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
they found like these people, whoever were there before them, are growing food. Like they have like their own little gardens in this basement, right, and fresh water that
Okay.
they've, you know, and they're down there doing something, and then the rats trap them down. They're trying to get somebody. I don't remember what the fuck they're doing down there. They're trying to find someone, and it's the four dudes. It's four dudes that are stuck down there.
I vaguely remember this.
And then the rats that are all on the staircase. Like they're all like hanging out in little wood
Oh,
stairs.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right?
He's like they come down the stairs, and then the next words out of their mouths is like, "Oh shit, the stairs are gone. They're covered in rats."
Yeah, the
It's
stairs
like,
are covered in rats.
It's like, well, walk past them.
Oh my god. I was like, just run. Just run up the fucking stairs, book it, and you'll fucking be fine. Who cares? Like, at first, I'm gonna set it on fire, and I'm like, wait, no, you need to get up the stairs. They're made of wood. So just run.
Yeah, I was
Fuck.
weirded out by
Run
that.
fast. Like, there's nothing scary. Like, rats don't scare me. Like, they don't. Like, would I want to sleep?
Well, they're trying to get food and water in the basement because there's like all those places where they had the water.
I was
and then
laughing
they
so
had the
hard.
vegetables and shit, and the rats are in the water. And
The
they're like,
rats
no, it's
falling down.
contaminated. It's contaminated.
The rats falling down the little water chute.
They were
thing,
like
they're all
climbing
bloop,
down.
bloop, and like they keep landing in the water. I'm like, they're so cute. So that's why they went down there, to get water for the chick that got infected.
Right.
Right.
And then
the rats were already in the fucking water before that point. That stupid motherfucker knew.
And he's like, we got to get out of here. And then, like, their rats are on the stairs, covering the stairs. And they just,
we're stuck
they
now.
literally just came down literally 10 seconds before. And then, like, they try making it up the stairs with a torch that they crafted. And, like, one single rat jumps on Lars and he falls, like...
The Italian Chuck Norris.
Yeah, he falls down the stairs. No, that's not Chuck Norris. That's not Kurt.
Kurt's the main dude.
No, that's the other guy. The guy that knows all about fucking
Well, the Italian
how to grow plants and shit. That's a different guy. He dies.
Oh, that's later.
Yeah, he dies.
Well, Italian Chuck Norris guy is the one that doesn't make it back up the stairs.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I was thinking of. They also,
that dude died by himself down in the basement.
It's funny
the
too.
one you're talking about.
Because in this movie, they actually try to make it seem like there's like a stampede of like rats.
Oh, that's the only part where they're all fake.
Yes, it's the only time that it's fake. So it's funny that this is the one time, one of the very few times that you see fake rats, only to make sure that they can make the movement seem like there's just like hordes of rats running through the house.
It's so beautifully fake, you guys.
It's really bad, especially
it's
in
so
HD.
Great.
Yeah.
It's like from last week in The Howling when they show the wolves like after they fuck, they do that like cut back or whatever, and it's like cartoon wolves. It's all weird. It's on the same level as that kind of ridiculous.
It's clearly obvious. It looked like a fucking
it's so bad.
conveyor belt or something.
Yeah, like the same like a little cutout like on repeat. It's hilarious.
They were all organized. There wasn't like any taller or shorter. They were all the same size.
I was
except
like, really?
For, like every once in a while, you would see a wave of them that would move over this conveyor belt. It was just really bad.
I laughed so hard. I'm like, real? Are you? This is the time. I think this is the time. Oh, and they spend way too much time focusing on each individual character trying to get across the lake of rats.
Oh yeah, that was ridiculous.
By the way, I'm like,
how do
wow,
we stretch out this movie?
That's 20 minutes of bullshit.
Yeah, how do we stretch out and make this a full feature film?
No one dies here. This is really boring.
It was, to be fair, it is probably one of the most intense.
It's the most tense.
That's the tense part I was talking about.
Yeah, because you don't want them to step on the rats. Right? I don't want to see them step on a rat. Like the whole time, I'm like, watch their little tails.
Do you remember the part where that Taurus guy? Remember I mentioned this earlier to you to kind of point it out, but Taurus is standing up at the bar and they go inside and then he turns around and his eyes are missing and he's like
that was cool.
And then he falls over on his stomach and then his back puffs up, like his leather jacket starts puffing up and then it pops like with blood and all these rats that they throw at the actors.
That was cool.
I was like, that's kind of cool, I guess, that's not a bad scene.
That's one of the only gory scenes. That and the dude that when they pulled the sheet off of him, on the original, like the people that were growing the plants and shit in the basement, when the screamy one finds the corpse in the bed with the rats chewing on it.
Oh my God. Can we talk
good.
Can we talk about that girl by the minute? Just for a second. She like has so many freak out moments in this movie that at one point she's kicking her feet like a 4-year-old.
Yeah, her little temper tantrum.
Yeah,
it's
she's
great.
having a tantrum. And it was like, oh, Christine and I were laughing. We were
So are
like,
we.
oh my God, like what the fuck is happening right now?
And the whole time we're Mouse and I are going to shoot her. Just fucking kill her.
Well, he
like,
does eventually. I think.
No, she blows up.
That's right. That's right.
That's why I was saying her and that other dude that were really annoying have the most unsatisfying deaths.
Yeah, Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a douchebag.
Because he steals her, and then like he
he
takes her out.
convinces her that he'll take care of her.
Yeah.
As she follows his lead and does all the devious things to the crew.
Well, they try and leave in this like weird motorcycle chariot thing, whatever the fuck he has that's out there, and they can't get it started or whatever the problem is.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's got this machine gun and he's trying to shoot at them, and then it gets stuck.
It jams.
And it's ridiculous. And then he pulls, like, he's holding on to her like she's a hostage.
There's rats in the back of this, like, truck. And then he's like, I didn't even see them. Where did they come from? I don't understand.
I'm like, really? This whole movie, they've been around you fucking idiot.
And then he throws the grenade in the back and blows up the whole fucking thing. Like, what?
Yeah, but you only see, like, one body just, like, fly over the side. And I'm like, so you just assume that him
The
and
other one?
her are dead? But you don't see,
Well,
no
you
one
don't live-
explodes.
You don't
like,
live through that.
No, it was, no. Like, but it was just, like I said, it was really disappointing.
Well, and the one best part, I think, of this movie that kind of wrapped it up, that it ratted up this whole thing. Sorry, that's really, that's like a dad joke. Is the very end. And if you guys haven't seen this movie, I highly encourage you to go see it to know what we're talking about. But
That made me happy.
that was the one saving grace of this movie, that the people that were killing all the rats, they think are saving them. And then it turns out to be a rat person.
So good.
Which they're like, you're like us. Because they're talking about the
Just
underground
shakes his
versus the
head.
upground people. And he's like, you're like us. No, he was like, yes. They were
Oh,
saying
yeah.
yes the whole time. And so then the rat takes his mask off and it's a fucking...
Giant rat person.
It's a giant rat person. Like, what the fuck?
Like 30 minutes before that, something happened where I was like, just let it be a giant rat person.
See, if they would have just done that from
And
the
it
like
wasn't.
middle of the movie,
It would
like,
have been so much better.
yeah.
I think it was I think it might have been this. I don't remember what scene it was particularly, but I went, let it be a giant rat person. Please let it be a
Right.
giant rat person. And it wasn't. And I was so heartbroken about the fact that it wasn't a giant rat person. And then because I was like, this will just be so great. And then we get to the end and I was like,
Well, this
like
is
this, like holding on to the side of my couch and holding on to Mouse. And I'm just like, let it be a giant rat person. And he takes his fucking like sick ass gas mask off. Which, by the way, why do two of them have fucking fish bowls
I
on their
don't
head
know.
and everybody else has gas masks? It's weird.
to be unique, I guess.
It's stupid. I feel like it's a budgetary thing. Like they ran out of money for gas masks, so they put fish bowls on two of their heads.
No, I think they had
I don't
gas
know.
masks on them too, like inside those things.
I don't even know, but it was
Yeah.
weird. And then all of a sudden, he takes off his gas mask. and it's a rat person, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, which was cool. I mean, it wasn't like
He was cute, though. He wasn't scary. He was cute.
It raises a lot of questions, though, because it's like,
why are they killing their own people?
Clearly, the rat people are manifestations of the people who were with the rats had bit them or something and turned them into partial rat people, or maybe the radiation turned them into rat people. It grew and accelerated their growth or something.
Something like
But
their DNA is forged with rats.
you find out that the underground people were trying to have Operation Daylight or whatever the fuck it was. And they were
Yeah.
trying to get out of the sewers because when the bomb went off, all the like rats went up to the surface and like got big, while all the people who scavenged down into the sewers were fine there because the rats had moved somehow and they were living on land, but somehow they got irradiated. So you don't know what the fuck is going on really, but it's kind of interesting. They do the red eyes with the person, the rat man or rat person, whatever. I don't know. It was kind of a disappointing film, though. I agree with Brittany. I was expecting a lot more from it, but, it is just kind of, it's like a rat movie that they were like, how do we do this? And they just did it, and it wasn't all that great.
Yeah, pretty much.
There is another movie, though, that we did watch that was...
fucking fantastic.
Well, it was fantastically bad. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So Brittany's going to go ahead and do this and explain it once it gets... why don't we just do the shot now, and then we'll start talking about it.
Sorry.
What I wanted to mention is that this is from an episode... Technically, it's from episode 55, part 1... But it was based off the 2 movies that we watched in episode 55, part 2, where we watched Metal Beast and what was the other one? Fuck.
Oh my god.
It was the Mario Van Peebles movie.
We literally just...
Full Eclipse.
Full Eclipse.
Yes, that's what it is.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, we did an episode with that, and we actually took a couple of shots, and I'll tell you, well, we for both of us anyway, we didn't do 2 different shots. This shot is called a Lycan Choke, and it's from August 28th.
It's one of my favorite names.
2017, by the way. Lycan Choke is 1 drop of hot sauce at the bottom of the shot glass, which we've already done. I procured this for you, Brittany, in the double shot cup right there.
Oh, is that what's in there?
Yeah, you're going to pour that Midnight Moon apple pie, 2/3 of it, into that cup, and then you're going to pour 1/3 Snapple mango juice. All right,
guys, Mouse is taking the shot with us.
Right.
Say hi, Mouse. Come over here. Say hi.
Hello.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
It's the loudest you've ever been.
All right, cheers, brother. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right.
Yeah. What? I hate sriracha.
Yeah, the sriracha is a different choice.
Well, actually, I don't mind sriracha. I just don't like it in shots.
I usually drink Tapatio with the Midnight Moon.
Mouse liked it. Mouse is like, this is great. Tell us what you think.
Mouse is happy. That's all that matters, guys.
Happy 100 penises.
My husband, ladies and germs. My husband.
All right, guys. So now Brittany's going to jump into her thing now, so we're going to head to do that.
So, we did a second movie this week, you guys. And this one just happened to be a skosh better.
It's a lot better.
It's actually a lot better, surprisingly, because it's terrible.
Yeah, it is terrible.
This movie's called Creatures from the Abyss, a.k.a. Plankton, which came out in the wonderful year of 1994. The story goes, 5 teenagers embark on a boating trip off the coast of Florida. The teens get hopelessly lost at sea after they get caught in a fierce storm because they're fucking idiots. Fortunately, the stupid fucking teenagers stumble across an abandoned yacht in the middle of the ocean with a mysterious biology lab on board.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there are also ferocious, mutated prehistoric fish running amok among the yacht. Will any of the teens survive this harrowing ordeal?
No.
No, they won't. Short answer, no. This beautiful movie was directed by Alvaro Pisari, who has not done a lot, but some of the movies he's done, or actually all of them but this one, are The Golden Grain, The Mummy Theme Park, which I would love to watch because the name sounds great. I don't care about anything else about it.
I wonder if it's just a video that he did for the Mummy theme park.
which is fine.
You
That's
know what I
good,
mean?
short and sweet. I'm out. Like,
Right.
it's okay. He also did Flight to Hell and Psycho Vision. This is literally all he's done besides this movie.
Okay.
It was written by Richard Bauman, who wrote the story and the screenplay, and this is his only writer credit.
Okay.
This is gonna go really fast, you guys. It stars Clay Rogers, who plays Mike, only credit. Michael Bond, who plays Bobby, only credit.
Oh, these guys are big time to talents.
This is a big, huge cast of amazing fucking actors, you guys. You have no idea like how crazy this is.
This
about
is
to
their
get.
practice movie.
All right, are you ready? It also has Sharon Marino, who plays Margaret. Not her only fucking credit. She was also in a film called The Smile of the Fox, A Fish Called Wanda, and she was in a long-running TV series called Capri.
Okay.
It also has Laura De Palma, who plays Dorothy. Only film credit, or credit period. It also has Ann Wolfe, who plays Julie. Want to guess what I'm going to say here?
Only credit?
Only credit! Perfect! Last but not least, it actually has Darren Serafian, who plays Clark, which is uncredited. I don't even know who Clark is supposed to be in this movie. But you guys probably recognize him because he's a pretty big director / actor / whatever in big movies such as Zombie 3, 10 to Midnight, and Gunman.
Okay.
Amongst other things. Those are just ones he's acted in.
Well, the Zombie 3 thing seems to be a
Zombie
theme
3 is
for
big
everyone.
enough everywhere around.
Well,
An
it's not
Italian fucking
it's
cinema,
not a
you
good
guys.
movie. It's just
No, it's not.
It's just a lot of people were on it
But
because they wanted
it's-
to fucking milk that fucking zombie titty. You know
It's
what
still
I mean?
fun. So it doesn't matter if it's an amazing movie or not.
Right,
It's still
yeah.
fun.
I love it. I mean,
Shockingly, this film, to me, it was shocking, had an estimated $250,000 budget.
right.
Which I was like, what did that
They
go
actually you
to?
found the budget on that
I
one?
did. Look at me. It must have went to that yacht room. Yeah, so obvious that's the fastest. I want to say, I'm going to go on record to say that's the fastest I've ever gone through any description of any fucking movie we've ever done, because more than half of my fucking actors are completely uncredited
Right.
for anything else. It's
And-
the only film we've ever done.
And if you guys are looking to see where all the talent went, well, go fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, the big answer is nowhere. Only 2 of these people did other movies. And none of them were actually that great anyway, so it doesn't matter. So Alex, I am honestly just dying
Oh, yeah.
to know
Okay.
nothing from you. I don't care. I don't give a shit about your opinion. I'm just kidding. I really want to know like what you thought about this movie because
Okay. Well,
I want to get into it.
so The Abyss, Junji Ito, and H.P. Lovecraft walk into a bar,
Uh-huh.
had an orgy, and the darkened, peanutty, corn-filled turd that was that was birthed was Creatures from the Abyss.
That's fucked up.
Clearly not a good movie.
No.
Not well acted, not well dubbed, not well written, not well. Yeah,
Nothing.
the people who made this movie are not well.
No.
Still, it's actually kind of enjoyable. I'd never actually even heard of this movie, by the way, guys, before this, and I'm kind of surprised it slipped through my weird little sausage planktony fingers for so long. I mean, a story of a boatload of gay professors and biology and oceanography goes sailing on an orgy boat to do science, and of course,
to do science,
fuck fish, of course, you know, to make a fucking hybrid fish creatures that have been infected with radioactive plankton. Not only that, on one of the oddest futuristic boats I've ever seen, chock full of automated talking clocks, bathrooms
Perverted
that
automated
want to
talking
jerk you
clocks.
off,
Yeah.
and flesh-eating mutant fish. Honestly, if that doesn't actually spark your attention, guys, you're dead to me.
Seconded. No, I agree.
When I
You're dead to me
said,
too.
but seriously though, when I said The Abyss, Junji Ito, and H.P. Lovecraft and an orgy, it's true. Like,
Yes.
legitimately, it doesn't mean it's going to be the prettiest baby. It's going to
Oh,
be
no,
a
it's
baby.
ugly as fuck.
Yeah, it's ugly. It's
It
ugly
hit-
as fuck.
It hit every branch on the way down the ugly tree.
Right. And I think that there is elements of each of those and each of these like pieces that I mentioned in that orgy. It actually has a lot of really impressive, albeit kind of shitty practical effects. But I'll tell you what, the fact that everyone on it just about never did anything after or before it and said, hey, let's just go above and beyond anything I've ever seen or done. At the very least, they actually tried. And the fish, crab, octopus people were kind of insanely surreal and kind of wild. The creators pulled their junk out and said, you know what? Fuck it.
Here's my dick.
Yeah, like
Enjoy it.
let's go above and beyond our means and cram it all into one movie. And you know what? Passion doesn't always translate into quality content, but it does mean that you're going to see one weird fucking film, and that's this film, I think, which in the end makes me kind of want to actually own this turd, so I went ahead and bought it. I had the turd shipped directly to me via Amazon, so I should have this within 5 to 10 days. So
it wasn't Prime available.
Shriek Show actually put it out, by the way.
They sure did.
I was pretty happy about that.
Did. As part of a double feature.
Yeah,
triple feature.
Triple
actually.
feature.
Triple
yeah,
feature.
It had The Being and something else. I can't remember.
The Dark and The Being. That's one of my one pieces of trivia.
It's like it's the fact that this movie kind of made me want to own it is kind of interesting because. First of all, I'm kind of a Junji Ito fan. If you guys have never read any of his manga, comic books essentially from Japan manga, you really should. Junji Ito is a fucking genius, and he was doing stuff that nobody done. So I really think that you should give him a chance if you can. He did a story called Gyo, Gyo, and that you guys might want to check out, by the way, because it's about fish just like this movie. 8 years after the film was made. So, and part of me is almost like kind of curious if he was inspired by this movie in some odd, weird way. Because literally while I was watching this movie, guys, I literally felt like I was watching a Japanese shitty film.
You've said literally so many times
Literally.
in this episode.
Literally.
It's super fun.
Did I say literally a lot? I'm drunk, okay? I'm not
judging you.
I'm not going to be poignant, all right? It's our 100th episode.
I'm not judging.
And I'll cut out all the literally.
I'm just saying. I'm not poignant in any episode, so
I'll just cut them out, Brittany. You're not even going to hear them.
Fuck you. You can't do that. You're not going to make any sense.
But seriously, I almost wonder if it was inspired by Lovecraft. Like, because, you got Lovecraft has Dagon. The Abyss had its weird but kind of friendly fish thing going on that didn't actually kill or infect people, but somehow I feel it was inspired mostly by The Abyss and a little bit of Lovecraft, like maybe From Beyond.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I can't recommend this film to just anyone, by the way, but I can recommend it to those probably who have a high threshold for painful acting. It is extremely painful. My organs were turning inside because of the atrocity of acting that was going on during this movie. But it is so bad. It's good.
Oh, no, absolutely.
It's so entertaining.
We've said that a lot recently about a lot of the shitty movies that we've watched, but this one is number one to me.
Well, I don't want to...
No. Out of the recent, shit,
really?
So bad it's good movies that we watched, this is number one to me because I was like...
I was surprised by it, so I will give it above an average, score.
First of all, this movie just goes right fucking into it. There's no credits. There's nothing.
There's no intro whatsoever.
Not at all. You instantly go into 5 stupid fucks on a beach, getting into some weird little dingy fucking inflatable boat.
Yeah, with a tentacle and a fish on a net.
And then
transposed over top of the people.
And then they fuck with the quote unquote good looking guy. Of all the people that are gonna get fucked with, it would not be that guy. It would be the nerdy dude.
Oh my god.
Which is ridiculous to me. But so they fuck with Bobby, the quote unquote good looking guy, right? It's 3 chicks, 2 dudes.
Wait, is he?
He's supposed to be the hot guy.
Right. He's kind of like the Zach Galligan character.
I think it's Mike. Yeah, Mike's like the nerdy but whatever guy, but he's engaged apparently halfway through the movie to that chick.
Well, don't get too much into the spoilers.
I don't know.
But I will say that I will probably, in the so bad it's good category, which is pretty much like a typical 1 to 3 for most people in regular cinema, I will give it a 6 throbbing fish dicks out of 10 for this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's above average in the fact that it did stuff with the practical effects that I was like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on right now? Like,
it takes
Jesus.
It takes a while for it to get to anything decent, but when it fucking does, It does. Like, it gets there and it gets fucking weird real quick.
I liked it, though. I don't know
Real
what it is.
fucking quick. Like,
It's
there's
so
a lot
weird.
of subtle weirdness, like, throughout, like, that's littered here and there, like, in the first half of the movie. And then all of a sudden, when the shit hits the fucking fan, like, right about 35 to 40 minutes-ish in,
Okay.
like, it really fucking hits the fan. Like,
Well, there's some stuff that happens. They got a lot of like weird. And by the way, guys, we're gonna probably spoil from here on out, just so you know.
Yeah.
Because there really isn't a lot of trivia.
There's-
Did you want to go over any of the trivia first?
The infamous sex scene from this movie, guys, took them 40 takes.
Wait, what?
40. That infamous sex scene or condom scene, as
That was
they
a cool
refer to
scene.
it
That
as,
was
which is
weird.
great.
It was the never-ending scene, dude.
It took them 40 takes to get it right, which makes sense because it is a never-ending scene and there's a lot of weirdness that goes. That's when the movie
It's almost
really
like
gets
a
weird.
body horror movie.
It is, and that's when the movie really gets fucking weird. That's when shit hits the fan, is in that moment, I feel like. In that scene, really, like leading up to that crazy transformation and then in general.
Okay.
And then a couple of the other proposed taglines is what I wanted to bring up for this, which are yo ho ho and a bottle of radioactive material.
That was the tagline for it?
These are proposed taglines, other proposed taglines. The tagline was completely different, but these are other ones that they wanted to include.
Okay.
So that was one, and the other was 16 teens on a dead man's boat, which obviously the former is determined to give too much away of the film's quote-unquote shocking twist ending, and the
What a
latter
twist.
not being catchy in addition to being inaccurate, as there's not even half a dozen of teens in the film. So, yo-ho-ho and a bottle of radioactive material gives away the entire plot,
Okay.
essentially, and then 16 teens on a dead man's boat is completely inaccurate because there's only 5 fucking teenagers. There's not 16 of them. So, obviously, they didn't go with that. They went with some stupid other tagline, which I don't remember.
They just wanted to seem like it was a big body count.
Yeah, and then we already talked about the other piece about Shriek Studios, the one that released it in a triple.
Oh, my bad. I didn't even.
You're good.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I
I
don't
know
care.
that they put it out because I ordered it.
Right, it's fine. I don't care. There's not jack shit on this movie. I don't have time to spend on this, but I'm going to spend some time. Next thing I knew, it was 3 fucking hours into me trying to find trivia. I watched a couple of different reviews, which one of those did give me a great drinking game,
Oh, I saw that one. Yeah.
which was good.
I was curious
They
about
gave me
that.
this great drinking game for this movie, which is completely appropriate. So I do thank them for that. So I did, out of the hours of time that I spent trying to get some decent trivia or whatever on this fucking movie, I did at least come across the Cult Corner Creatures from the Abyss like review-esque conversation about
It was
this
pretty
movie,
funny shit, dude.
which is it's
His
actually
name is
really
Michael
good.
Leroy. Michael Leroy.
Yeah, Michael Leroy.
Yeah, Leroi.
He
Michael
has
Leroy.
almost 30,000 subscribers, so a lot of you guys probably know who we're actually talking about.
He's pretty funny, dude. I was laughing.
He did come up with a drinking game for this movie, and there is a video of the drinking game Aftermath. And basically, the biggest premise of the drinking game is to drink every time someone says damn, which is a fucking lot, and he actually breaks it down in this video, which, if you look on YouTube, is actually called Cult Corner Creatures from the Abyss 1994. Watch it, it's funny.
Which basically means he had to watch this movie probably like 3 or 4 times.
To get all of those
Right.
dams. Yeah, so I'm impressed. Good for you, sir.
Yeah, good job, man.
Can't wait to watch this movie again with people I really like that enjoy stupid movies and do your drinking game. Maybe we'll do a fucking Aftermath video too.
Oh my god. Well, the aftermath would be fucking shit faced because I am not the strongest drinker right now as I used to be, and I found that out over this past weekend.
Yeah. Pussy. I'm just kidding.
Jesus.
Did you have any favorite scenes from this movie?
This movie is chock full of scenes when you look at it through the lens of holy shit, what the fuck am I watching? Like, this is so bad.
But
Like, it
it's
is so
amazing.
bad. Like, there's a part where these kids, they get on the boat and they're like looking at this lab equipment. Dude sticks his finger in this like
Gross.
white semen-y thing and then tastes it and goes, I wonder what this is. Like, wait, what? Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
One of the other little ones that I just when I do little ones, I'll just pop them out real quick. But there's one where this girl, they do a close up of her tits, and it's like she holds up her boobs for a close up, and then I think she's like, I think it's time for a new bra, and then it's like unabashedly.
I don't even remember that.
It's straight up tits.
And I love titties. And I don't even remember that part.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, you must have been looking away. They weren't all that great,
This is
but it
probably
was
before shit started to get interesting, so I was probably like checking my Facebook to see if he messaged me back about what movie I was doing.
another teeny one that Christina and I laughed at, and she was like, she gasped at today's world, I guess, comparing it to, is like, he's like, Mina, why don't you go ahead and cook us up something to eat?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh shit, that shit would not fly today.
I was like, you go cook your own meal, you bitch. Fuck you.
And that was in the 90s.
And but it's the 90s. It makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny.
I'm so sad that I watched this movie by myself.
Yeah, this is a movie you
biggest
deserve to
regret-
watch it with somebody, guys.
Okay, well, to be honest, I thought this was going to be complete shit, so I didn't want to subject my poor husband to having to suffer through it like
Always
me.
subject him, Brittany.
Every time I don't, I regret it, so now I'm just going to wait.
Always subject
So I was
him.
like, well, Rat Sign of Terror is going to be the better movie of the two, right?
Right.
So I'll hold that because I had to pay $3 to watch it, right? So it better be the better of the two movies, which you can watch on YouTube for free, but it's in all Italian and I don't speak.
And it's all stretched to fuck, guys.
It's terrible, yeah.
But the
I don't
first
speak
movie,
Italian.
the first movie you can get for like $1.99 if you just watch it in standard edition. And trust me, you're not missing anything if you watch it in standard edition.
Yeah, you're really
just
not.
do it. Do what I'm saying.
do
Fuck
it.
the HD.
We're being American Italian.
Revolution DVD. Anyway, sorry. go ahead.
Gabs are here. Sorry. Anyway,
We're watching Italian films, so
but yeah.
fuck it.
So I'm really sad I didn't watch it with him because I ended up really liking this stupid fucking movie, and I'm like, I told him I'm like, watch this today, and he didn't. But
Oh
now I'm
my
gonna
god,
make him watch
yeah,
it.
and you need to watch it.
No,
You-
he needs to.
That's a party movie, dude. That movie is so fucking ridiculous.
Yes.
People are gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Like I said, I cannot wait to watch this with a group of people and do the fucking drinking game because this movie is really goddamn ridiculous. But it's so much fun.
Okay, so we got to talk about the talking eye clock. The phone sex operator shower, by the way. Yeah, like what?
So pervy and weird.
There's a lamp with a guy with a huge penis and a light on the tip, which a girl strokes at one point.
Before she fucks that dude.
Right? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, shit, you guys. Everything just goes fucking bonkers at like 40 minutes into this movie. It just gets real fucking weird.
Yeah, but like
Like,
all
it's
the
been
bad
weird,
acting in
but,
it,
like-
all the bad jokes in it. Like there was a really bad joke. What did he say? He was like, "Hey, what's the difference between a fucking used condom and a fucking ham sandwich, or like a huge cock and a ham sandwich?" He's like, "I don't know. Let me show you later."
So yeah,
And they
there's
all
so
laugh.
much-
They think it's so funny and it's so stupid.
This is the worst dubbed film we have watched
it's
to
bad.
date. We
Chris-
have watched a lot of fucking dubbed films, but this is the fucking worst. There are times in this movie where they are dubbing over the English words no one is speaking.
Right.
Nobody's mouth is moving, nobody is fucking speaking, and they're dubbing over everything. Like, the acting is so bad as it is, but then the fucking dubbing is horrible. And there are times where, like, they say something like something limousine, blah, blah, blah. They're making no fucking sense. It's nonsensical fucking bullshit. Like, even when they're trying to tell, like, they're just
dude.
making shit up.
The acting is so bad and the dubbing is so bad, but the combination there,
It just doesn't
it's
matter.
pretty funny. Like,
just doesn't matter.
Once you get the vibe that this is the shittiest movie you've ever seen, you actually kind of enjoy it though. And like the things that they treat you to in this movie are just like, what the fuck? One of the ones, there was that part, and I hope you don't mind me stepping in because I wrote a lot of this down because
mind.
I was blown away. There's a girl, she pukes up bugs because they eat this fish, and you don't know if it's because she got scratched or bit, and some of it doesn't make any goddamn sense because anyway, she pukes up these bugs.
She's
And then
the
they
only one that eats that full fish. It was only that one fish that was left that didn't get burned.
Oh,
She's the only one that eats that full fish. That's why she gets all crazy.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
Because
well,
everybody else ate whatever the fuck they found, but the other fish got completely burned to shit. And there was only one fish left, and she's the only one that got that fish.
So she's eating it. She eats it. She goes and pukes up all these like bugs. And we're talking like a beetle, a fucking cockroach, and like a worm or some shit. And they're all moving around.
Yeah, I think there's like 2 beetles.
Yeah. And then like one of them jumps on her foot and she runs and screams after she's done, And then Bobby, who's like the
hot
fucking
guy.
hot supposed guy, fucking douchebag McGee. He fucking he's like yelling and complaining about snapping one out and how everybody interrupted his fucking jerk time.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just trying to fucking jack one up.
Yeah, he's like,
man.
I'm not kidding. I was making a load. What? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, this is legit fucking conversation right now.
Yeah. There's so many things
They were like,
wrong
this will
with
be
movie.
realistic, though, Like, you think about that, you're like...
Can't fault them, it is.
You know what's the problem with fucking movies, man? They're not realistic enough. Well, that's fucking realistic, I guess, but nobody really shares that kind of stuff out loud like that. I don't know. Maybe they do. Did you have another scene that you thought was kind of funny? I mean, there's so many, Brittany.
There's a lot.
There's a whole lot of really shitty scenes that are funny.
There's a lot. I mean, can we just get to the sex scene?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
There's a couple parts. There's a part where they have like this. He's like, carnivorous fish that live out of water? Because there's this smart guy on Mike on the ship who is like the straight-laced guy who wants to read books instead of party, who wants to fucking read books instead of have sex. And he's like, carnivorous fish that live out of water? Wait, carnivorous fish that live out of water? Do you know what this means? And then the fish like starts flying around the room, like flying.
Oh, yeah, and then
like
his,
something out of From Beyond.
In his minute and 45-second scene where he destroys the tiniest lab ever imagined.
Oh my God. Yeah,
you guys.
After he finds out that the fish are carnivorous and can fly, he takes it out on this lab that literally would have taken just a couple of minutes or something.
Not even.
But they slow it down so that every piece of glass...
This little lab is so small, all right? And
I mean, it's kind of big.
No, it's not. It's
but
very
there's like
tiny.
6
There's
jars
like 6
on top.
pieces of glass in the entire fucking
with fish
lab.
and everything in them.
And he has this weird giant fish bone thing. I don't even know what the fuck he finds. And they spend an hour and 45 minutes in this glorious fucking montage of Mike destroying everything imaginable in this lab, which is all of like 6 pieces of glass.
Which,
by the way.
quote, he says, Die you motherfucking sons of bitches! Yeah.
It's great. It is great. It's so fucking stupid and unnecessarily long.
And you just
but it
hear
is
him
so...
moaning in slow motion. It's like, ugh!
the whole time, but it's glorious, you guys. Like, I don't even care if it was a minute and 45 seconds.
I think those are real fish, by the way.
I don't know. My biggest issue with this is why are they focusing so much on anglerfish and creatures of the deep? Because
it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Right. So I don't understand.
It was so annoying to me. I'm just like, but if you're going with creatures like that, why are they going to be on the surface later on?
So can I say the best scene in the entire movie?
The sex scene?
No.
Oh, what scene?
It's the best line in the movie.
Oh, fuck you. Yeah, you can. I'll let you do it.
Okay. So
it's fine.
After they've searched this ship, Bobby, who's the fucking drug-addled fucking miscreant, he fucking finds what he thinks is bags of Cokes. And these are cartoonish bags of Cokes, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
And while they're down there, they find this professor who is this guy who used to be working on all this fish projects. And through this investigation that Mike does, he figures out that there's something darker going on with the fish. And so the professor, by the way, is knocked out cold. They bring him up. They keep feeding him water or shots. I can't remember.
I don't know which one.
Because at one point he feeds him shots, and I'm like, does that guy really need, who can't even talk, by the way, he just barely says anything. He's just, worst dubbing job, by the way,
Terrible.
but probably the hardest dubbing job too, to be fair. But the professor, at one point, he figures out, Mike, the main character, who's a smart guy, figures out that there's something amiss. And he goes up to the professor, who's been laying on the ground looking like a drug addict, by the way. And he's like, how long have you been fucking fish? And the old man's like, they were old enough old enough. And then Mike's like, I understand. These things happen. Like,
what?
My head exploded.
And it's this whole time I'm like, Alex, you can say that part because I've been saying it since I got here.
Oh my God, dude.
The second I walked in the door, I said, how long have you been a fucking fish?
And I was like, okay, I might have missed something. So I kind of went back a little bit because I was like, okay, maybe this inane, drawn out fucking Mike studying fish bullshit has a little bit to it. So clearly he finds out that Plankton and they're fucking fish to try to like make these hybrid fish or something. I don't know what.
Yeah, but he learns this all from terrible drawings, you guys.
That the professor draws.
Terrible drawings that he finds, and he somehow manages to deduce the fact that they're fucking fish and then they are radioactive plankton, and I don't even know how the fuck he figures this out from what they show us.
On a scientific lab orgy boat for gay professors, guys. Like, wrap your fucking head around that. I don't care what sex you fucking associate with or whatever. Like, what in the fuck is that movie all about? Like, Jesus. But that part solidified it. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck?
Fish?
And then, Brittany, why don't you go ahead and divulge?
Yes. Okay, so
the best scene, the visually stunning scene.
So we know that the quote-unquote hot guy, Bobby, has been trying to fucking get pussy this entire movie, right?
Blatantly, obviously.
Obviously. Like, there's nothing hidden about this fact, right?
There's two sisters on board, by the way.
There's two sisters. The one sister has thrown up bugs and shit, and she's all sick from eating that gross fish. And then there's the other sister. And this is the sister that strokes the penis lamp.
Right.
Which is in Bobby's room.
To seduce Bobby.
And then they make some fucking they have some stupid conversation, and she's like, well, you've been bragging all night, or like whatever the fuck she says. And then like they start kind of getting into it, but then she wants to leave, and so she tries to leave, and then he grabs her.
He locks her in the room, by the way.
This whole time he's locked her in the room. And she doesn't know
rapey.
It's super rapey. And then she's trying to leave because he says something stupid, and so she tries to leave, and he's like, no, you're not. And she realizes the door's locked, and she starts yelling at him, whatever.
They wrestle.
They wrestle a little bit, and they're all like, she's obviously really mad, and then she just gives in to his rapey fucking ass.
And she's moaning, and it's like the worst.
It's so bad.
Sex scene I've ever seen.
It's so fucking bad. And there's multiple times prior to this where there's like unsolicited weird moaning that makes no sense.
Well, yeah, especially from her. Like,
yes,
she
it's always
just
her.
It was like, speaking of fish, she was a dead fish in the scene.
Yes.
Like her mouth, her face, she just looked like a doll.
She did. So they eventually end up fucking, right? And a little ways through, you begin to see Bobby start to change a little bit, right? So this tail or head or something starts to like emerge from his mouth.
It's like a fish.
It's a weird fish head.
And then he has spikes come out the back of his head.
And then all of a sudden these spikes like sprout out the back of his fucking head, right? This bitch has her eyes closed the entire time and is not noticing any of this. Just so you know.
Right.
And eventually this thing out of his mouth starts protruding so far, and it's dripping this like ooze, which looks like cum.
Well, his tongue falls out on her mouth, on her titty.
His eyeball. Oh no, was it his tongue
his
that falls out?
His tongue fell out on her nipple.
Well, something's fucking rubbing her nipple, like a tongue thing or a tentacle or whatever the fuck it is, keeps rubbing on her nipple, and they go back and forth between that and like his transition. And then all of a sudden this like weird, and it's like an anglerfish that they're basing this off of, which makes, we've gone over this already, it makes absolutely zero fucking sense as to why they would go for an anglerfish. But this anglerfish head completely like starts to emerge from his mouth, and it's dripping this cum all over this chick's face, basically, right? It's
her mouth.
It looks like cum, but it's not. It's supposed to be just like drippings from this fish, and it's all over her mouth, and she's just like, yeah, and she starts licking all over her fucking mouth like she's into it, right? And then all of a sudden it pops out his fucking eyeball, and just before that she realizes what's going on, and she starts screaming, and then his eyeball falls into her fucking mouth. And I'm like, this bitch is gonna eat his eye! Like, I was so excited, and she turns to the side and spits it out. And I'm like, damn it! And then he is full-blown, like, anglerfish head, like, sprouting out of his mouth or whatever, and then he starts barking like a dog.
Right.
Which makes... This is what it sounds like.
It was the weirdest
as
thing.
he's fucking her as this like anglerfish head thing or whatever. It's the weirdest shit I've ever seen. But then they do this glorious camera freeze, side fucking like full view angle of this weird ass shit as it's protruding completely from this dude's head.
Tentacles and
These tentacles start sprouting from his back and they wrap around her fucking legs and make sure her legs are spread completely. It's super rapey and like really uncomfortable, but at the same time it's completely glorious and stupid. And
its eyes are glowing too, I think.
his eyes are glowing. It's like the weirdest shit I have ever seen. And then all of a sudden Mike and Margaret or whatever like come in the room. They're like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, like almost like Troll 2 where they
And then everybody looks and like, "What?" and then they just leave.
They shut the
They
door.
shut the fucking door.
Yeah,
like
and then they go back in, and then she's just naked on the bed with no blood on her.
Yeah,
Well,
nothing.
I think she has a little blood on her, but then there's like a trail that leads off into the closet or
yeah, and
some shit.
then the fish dude's hiding in the closet.
Yeah, and then there's like a hole through
And
the wall where it goes into the other cabin where the other girl is.
I'm trying to think of that like beautiful line between Margaret and the other chick. She's like, "Oh yeah, you're just hanging out with your underwear wrapped
Yeah.
around your ankles or whatever."
Yeah,
And I'm just
like I was
"God
like, damn, dude,
you
she's-
slut shaming bitch! Like
she's
leave her the
fucking
fuck
savage.
alone." I know. So I was like, "Fuck you, Margaret, you fucking piece of shit! Like, let her be a whore. Who gives a fuck? Like, damn."
Well, it's because, and her sister's passed out in the other room. So technically, the younger sister goes over to fuck Bobby in the middle of the
I thought it
night.
was older. She looks older.
Maybe. I don't know.
I feel like it's
she's just a
older.
bigger girl.
She looks like an older sister.
I don't know. Well, her sister's in the other room where the fucking fish thing escaped to Bobby, a.k.a. Bobby. And then they go in that room, and the sister girl has like a fish come out of the back of her head with like crab-like arms and claws. And then it tries to attack the main Mike guy.
So good.
And it starts talking like all fucking weird. Like, I don't even understand. I couldn't understand what it was saying, but its claws grab the girl that its head it's coming out of, and it starts coming out and pinches her face to pop out another fish head that squirts out towards the door where they were all standing in. And then he shuts the door halfway through the fish jumping out and cuts its head off, and it falls on the ground. I was like, what
the hell?
The fuck is going on? And these aren't short scenes, because when it pops out the back of the head, they do a really, actually,
it was cool.
I was actually kind of impressed for people who've never done anything before. I was like, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah,
Like,
and then the actress chick like grabs the dude's ankles. So she's holding him there as
Right.
this fish thing is protruding from her back. And it's like all of this is very like Beetlejuice-esque.
yeah,
in a
it's
way.
really weird.
It's very sandworm-like, but like anglerfishy sandworm. It's really weird, and it would have been better if they made it more fun colors, I feel
Right.
like, but whatever. And then we get, shortly after this, the most disgustingly beautiful scene.
Oh, you talking about the eggs?
Yes.
That scene, like, what the fuck?
The chick that got fucked by the fish man,
Right.
who is normal now. Like at some point he converts back to his normal self and convinces the other people that he's fine.
Well, they say that they have to escape, right? Like, don't
Right.
they? And then they put on those vests. And
So
they-
she puts on the life vest thing. Everybody's like trying to leave, and they're gonna jump off the boat or ride in the lifeboat or whatever the fuck they're doing. They're getting off the ship because they're convinced that all the evil's on this boat.
Right.
And chick that fucked the fish guy and then Margaret are getting ready to take off, and fish fucker stops and starts screaming and like clutching at her stomach and shit because she's in pain, and she like falls on her knees and she's standing there. All of a sudden this like brownish black fucking goo starts protruding out of her vagina.
Oh my god, dude.
And it's fucking fish eggs. you
Yeah.
guys. It is fish eggs that are coming
out of her panties or her fucking
It's
bikini.
her swimsuit bottoms or her bikini bottoms, and it's just this shit protruding, and it is so disgusting. And I'm like, wow, that's like dyed tapioca pudding or something that they put in that poor girl's. I hope they put something over her.
No, I think it was real fish eggs.
I hope they put something over her hootenanny is all I gotta say. Like, please tell me they covered up her lady buffet before they stuck food and shit in there and let it come out, because that will give you a fucking yeast infection, like that is, or something.
Did you
So
catch what she
gross.
was screaming when that was happening?
Yes, but I don't remember what it was.
She was like, "Mommy loves you.
Oh,
Mommy loves
yeah,
you."
it was so gross.
Because she was having the eggs
The
far
egg, she's
out.
birthing these fucking like fish
my
eggs or whatever. It's
God.
disgusting.
I've never seen a movie like
Me
this.
either.
This is like the craziest shit.
And
like,
the whole time I'm just like, again, watching this by myself. And I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, I'm like, that's fish eggs.
well, and guys,
What are
if
they
you-
doing?
if you haven't like salivated from the mouth to just see the ultimate destruction of humanity, that is put into one movie, I gotta mention the last scene because the survivor, the professor, and the Mike guy and his, I can't remember it. Margaret. Yeah, that's right.
Margaret.
Is it Margaret?
It's Margaret.
What the fuck? Why even pick that?
Agreed.
They're trying to escape and they're like on the bottom deck and they're going up this like
spiral
staircase, right? And she starts grabbing her throat and you know something's wrong because
she got bit early in the movie.
She got bit, she got scratched, she got all this crazy shit that fucking happened to her, and she grabs the spear gun, right? Points it at her face because she's telling Mike to kill her, and shoots herself in the face with this 4-pronged fucking spear gun that looks like the devil's fucking, spike or whatever, like four prongs basically. Shoots it into her face, and then the funniest part about this whole fucking thing is what the professor says to him, because you don't really hear him talk other than the fucking fish part and moaning and all this other shit, except for he says, "Mike, focus. There's more pussy on the planet. Let's go."
This is the dude's fiance, by the way. Like, they were gonna get married.
Yeah, like he's
which we learn about halfway through the movie.
Genuinely upset, and it's funny because it's not necessarily what he said, which is actually pretty funny.
How?
But like, if you look at the professor's mouth, he's not even fucking talking.
Nope.
And so they like added like. Like, come on, Mike. There's so much pussy on this planet. It almost reminds me of, like, Rick. Just, come on, Marty. Come on, Doc.
Yeah.
Like Doc and Marty. Like, really?
You mean Rick and Morty?
Oh, Rick and Morty. Sorry, I think of the original.
It's fine.
Dude, that is, like, some of the most ridiculous fucking shit. Like, and then, like, we don't even really need to explain what happens after that.
We don't need to. I don't want to
The
ruin the
worst
ending.
CGI I've ever seen of an explosion. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, and the professor with the fucking monster. The worst CGI fish monster.
Oh, no, that's not CGI.
Whatever it was
You're
stop motion.
No. You're talking about Bobby's character with stop motion claymation.
Stop motion, yeah, which was and you can tell, and I'm like,
It's really bad, but it's also kind of really cool in the same respect.
In a way, it's cool, but it's mostly just terrible.
Like, it's just like flailing its weird tentacly arms and then screaming the whole time with its fish face.
And barking.
Guys.
The whole time throughout the movie, every time you get this like fish view camera, it's like rah, 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 rah. That's what it sounds. Rah, 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 rah. That's what it sounds like.
But guys, seriously, you guys, I really
watch it.
I understand that, like, most people are gonna look at this kind of movie and go, "Holy shit, this is garbage," and it is. It truly is garbage. Typically, I'd say 90% of people who would watch this movie would say, "Oh, this sucks." But that 10%, oh baby, do me like a fish fucking crab monster.
So how long have you been fucking fish?
I mean, you will be baffled at the amount, like, who wrote this?
You just gotta listen.
Who dubbed this shit?
Listen to everything they say in this movie, because
the worst.
We haven't even talked about half of the shitty fucking dialogue and the shitty jokes.
And there's some movies that are bad that I just can't watch, but this one I didn't feel that way.
No, it was
like
fun.
I literally watched it because I just wanted to watch it fail the whole fucking time.
So go watch it on YouTube, just like we did, for free.
Yeah, we watched
Enjoy
it.
it.
Or you can order it online.
Yeah, or buy it online on the DVD.
I got the copy for $2.50 and it cost me $3 shipping. So I think I got it for I think it was like $3.99. So it was like It was
$6.
literally $6 and like 52 or 53 cents for
And
me to order it.
the DVD does have some commentary from the director who tries to explain his vision for this
Oh my
movie.
God, I've got to listen to that.
And that's
gonna
why
be.
I was trying desperately to fucking find that shit so I could
my God.
try and explain his fucking shit vision for
I
this
almost-
film, but I couldn't find it. So
Like, we won't, but I feel like we should, if we had bonus episodes, we could talk about what he was thinking just to see. Oh my God, dude.
that would be great.
Like, I'm going to get it in like 5 to 10 days, and I am seriously going to watch that shit piece
yeah, I want to know.
over again because I just want to know what the fuck. This felt like a Japanese film, dude.
Yes.
Like, the amount of, like, the practical
Italian.
effects. Like, if you guys have ever seen, like, Wicked City, the live-action version, it felt like that. Like, it was just weird and, like, I mean, it wasn't as, like, superhero shit weird
Yeah, no,
flying around.
It's weird.
But just
It's weird fish fucking shit.
yeah, like the creature effects and stuff were just like buck shit wild, man. I don't know. I don't want to like go on and on and on and on about it, but I will say that this movie kicks Rats Nights of Terror's ass.
Oh, big time.
By a lot.
Which is sad because this movie's terrible.
Yeah, and I was being nice, I think. I like Rats Night of Terror. It's a classic kind of
being nice
schlock.
because Doretta.
Well, no, but I mean, genuinely, it's probably like a 3.5 or a 4.
Yeah, it's shit.
Yeah, I mean, but this movie is just
Bullshit.
This is a masterpiece of shit.
This is the fucking king of feces is what this movie is.
It's
like
so bad. I don't know why I liked it so much. I
This
don't
is
understand.
the best, so bad it's good movie I have seen probably ever.
It's confusing to me.
It is very confusing. None of this fucking makes sense, but it doesn't matter. You just gotta let it go and enjoy it. And I really wish I would have watched this with other people because I was by myself sitting there going,
Yeah,
am I hearing this correctly? I don't understand what the fuck is going on.
I legit focused on the whole movie the whole time.
Oh, I'm making Jenny watch this shit.
Christina fell asleep halfway through, and I was so disappointed.
I am too.
I was like, God damn it. I was like, why are you falling asleep? She woke up, saw some shitty scene that happened pretty much
Early.
frequently. No.
Oh, really?
There's so many shitty, funny scenes in this movie. She woke up and she was like, ha, and then fell back asleep.
Yeah, I'm gonna make Jenny watch this movie. So any of you guys who followed the stream at Mad Monster, you guys met Jenny.
Anyway, guys, I think that pretty much wraps it up for this week's 100th episode. I hope it was enjoyable for you. I know this is probably a little bit longer than normal, too. So.
I wish we could have done what we wanted to, but since Patrick couldn't come on, we didn't get to do what we wanted.
He would have loved this movie. He would have laughed his ass
we wanted
off.
to do like the watch a movie, and record it while we watched it.
Oh, yeah.
We need to do that.
I'm pretty happy about this episode.
I wish it would have
guys.
been this one.
The fact that you guys called in and it's our 100th episode. I mean, I'm just really happy. I don't think you guys realize behind the scenes how much work this
that Alex does.
Well, but you do a lot of work too. It's just I'm just saying that it's not easy. It's stressful and
no, it's a lot.
Sometimes it's not.
And especially the fact that I live almost 40 minutes away from Alex.
Yeah, she drives down here every day. That's why
Well, every Thursday.
I cut her a break.
Fuck you.
But no, guys, seriously, thank you so much for fucking listening to this episode. If you have heard this far, please share it with somebody that you think would enjoy it, or who likes bad movies, good movies, whatever. We like them all, We're not particular to one brand of fucking horror movies.
Which for us would be terrible.
Shit, we like to
watch a lot
make
of
our
shit
own movies, so fuck it.
I love you guys so much. I was so excited and happy about the voicemails that we got. Like I told Alex, I was
It was
like,
a lot of fun.
I was expecting literally at the most. No, I'm turning into you. Literally, I was expecting 5 at the absolute most. I didn't think we would get as many as we did, and I was so excited about it. And yeah, it was a rough entry for me into co-hosting this podcast full time. And
It has been,
but
yeah.
I
But
didn't
you
give a
stuck
shit.
with it, motherfucker.
The entire time, Alex was just like, so this person said this. I'm like, I don't care.
Right. Well, I didn't want to share that with you, but you know what I mean. But yeah.
Well, you have to, because I feel like you did this as a way to improve, and it's fine. I'm not upset about it.
Well,
but
I told you I didn't agree with it.
No, I know, and I know you didn't, but it doesn't matter. It took a little bit of time for me to look at what failed in the past, not even just me,
Yeah.
but in general, and look at myself and reevaluate how we can make this better. And even though I don't have the time, because my schedule is insane all the time. I make sure I make the time so that way I can make this enjoyable to everybody that listens, because we have a lot of fucking fans that are absolutely amazing.
Friends, I mean, shit, dude,
Friends,
these
fans,
people
like,
that
everybody-
fucking
you
listen
guys-
every week, dude, that's
Our
crazy to me.
listeners are fucking amazing to me, and I do this for you guys. Fuck Alex, I do it for you. Do it for you guys. My boys, Blue. Alex can suck a dick.
No, guys.
I'm just kidding. I love you.
Seriously, I know this is a little longer than normal. I hope you listen to the end. We really do appreciate all of you.
Big time.
And you guys are a huge part of what we do. Like, just the fact that there's anybody out there listening and,
Right.
and in like actually just like giving a fuck about what we do means the world to us. And I know some of you guys are like silent and sit in the background. That's totally cool too, dude.
Oh,
The
yeah,
fact-
it's fine.
The fact that
Nathan.
you're even listening is fucking amazing to me. Like, I really appreciate it. And I hope it comes through that we're really passionate about it. And whether we are the most knowledgeable people in the world, we actually put in an effort. That's all
Yeah.
I want you to know.
Alex is. I'm getting there.
Brittany does too. Like, but it's very important to me. I want to know this shit. I want to
Yeah.
know.
I'm getting there.
I'm loving. I'm finding stuff that I've never seen before, and I probably would have watched all these other movies again. But now we're watching stuff I've never seen. I've never seen Plankton. I never saw
Which is amazing.
Rats Nights of Terror, and there's a reason to talk about
I
it
like
too.
us being on the same page.
Like, how many movies have you watched sometimes where you're just like, I never even talked about it again. I just watched it, went to sleep, never thought about it, never talked about it
A
again.
lot.
And it's like, now we actually give these shitty movies and good movies some time a day. I think it's
Mhm.
fun. So we're just going out to dine in Horrorland, guys.
It's
And I appreciate that you guys are there with us. So seriously, again, thank you, thank you, thank you. I said there was going to be a lot of thank yous. Thank you. Go
Fuck
fuck
you.
yourself. Yeah. Guys,
I'm just kidding. I love you guys.
next week for
Don't hate
sure.
me.
By the way, we are going to be doing a Grave
Great
Plots episode.
plots!
But guys, thanks again. We will see you next week. And as always,
Stay weird, monsters.
You have been listening to Beyond the Void Horror Podcast. Tune in every Monday for a brand new episode.